Hey guys, this is Kletus Ray over here rolling around on the road. Always rolling, rolling. Man, we had a weekend. This is Monday morning, 6:30 a.m. I feel like it's important for me to tell you when I'm starting these recordings or like what time it is because you never know like what kind of national tragedy could happen. And I just want people to know what time it is. 6:30 a.m. I'm not saying there's gonna 6:20. Sorry, my fucking eyeballs don't work yet. Uh, I don't think there's gonna be a national tragedy. I mean, I think we all expect there to be something tragic happening eventually. We just don't know when. Isn't that kind of weird? It's like, yeah, there's gonna be some more real bad shit gonna happen real soon, probably. Most likely, there's gonna be some real bad shit going on. But you know what? Gotta work. Gotta work here. You know, I'm driving around. You know, hopefully the tragedy isn't near where I'm at. Anyways, we had a wonderful weekend. Wrong, wrong. We didn't have a wonderful. I mean, it wasn't a horrible weekend, but it was a weekend. It was a normal, everyday weekend. No, not at all. The only thing that the only good thing that happened this weekend, I guess the other stuff is good in certain ways, but the best accomplishment I think I did, I got my weed eater to run, bud. I got my weed eater to run. I don't know what the fuck I did to the choke. I don't know. I went to the hardware store and I bought me some new fuel line. It happens that the inside diameter is much larger. The outside diameter is the same size. So all those little fittings that on the little tiny carburetor that you can just push the lines on, guess what? No, you can't do that with these. You got to find a twisty tie laying around on the ground and then twist it up and make it fucking tight. Because you ain't getting a hose clamp. You ain't getting a hose clamp. I guess I could have used a small zip tie. That probably would have been even easier. Now that I think I'm not, I don't really think ahead too much. I have a whole bucket of miniature zip ties, and I'm just now realizing, hey, I could have used one of those fucking zip ties instead of sitting there with a twisty tie and my wire cutters. Why am I using my wire cutters? Because they're really small, and I didn't feel like looking around for my fucking needle nose. And you got to get in there and twist it on there so the fuel doesn't leak out and the fuel lines don't fall off. And I don't know, but I got it to run. Now, did I get it to run the correct way? Some would say yes. Some might say no. Oh shit. Oh shit. There's people on the side of the road. That's a horrible spot to be in. And I got fucking zippity doodah bitch ass behind me fucking trying. They've been trying to fucking come up into my fucking lane. And I'm trying to. Also got a couple of campers in front of me. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Get the fuck out of my way. This is the part of downtown. After this, I should be pretty good. Shouldn't have too much more traffic issues now. I would hope so. Let's cross our fingers on it. Remember, we got to cross one hand and leave the other hand uncrossed because I don't know if crossing your fingers makes it good or bad. Anyways, we're fucking little carburetor. Anyways, what I did with it is the little choke lever. Whenever you take the carb off, it's got a little spring retainer. And whenever you take the carb off, you don't realize there's a spring retainer. And as soon as you take that cover off, the fucking choke just starts unwinding. And you're like, whoa, where was it? Where were you? How were you supposed to be from the factory? I have no idea. and I guess I probably could have looked at Chat GPT and they probably could have told me, but you know what? I just decided, I'm going to wing it. I'm going to wing it. And I ended up drilling a couple of holes in my air boxes so I could put, because the little tab on the end of the choke, I mean, it's sprung. So you gotta pull the throttle, or you gotta set the choke, and if you pull the throttle, it'll release the choke. Well, it turns out whenever I release the choke, it's releasing it too much, because if you hold it basically on choke, it runs great. It ran great the whole yard on choke. But that's not the real choke. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's not the real choke. It's the fake choke. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I got the weed eater to work. Okay, that's all that matters. And as soon as I got it running, the fucking string flew off. As soon as I fucking started going up against some bushes and shit. But it did work, and I did run it around a little bit. But there was a lot of, I don't know, little saplings, little weeds and shit that really, you got to sit there with the weed eater on it for a long time before it's going to cut through the shit. So I was like, you know what? Fuck the weed eater. And turns out my hedge trimmers also do a good weed eating job. I don't know. I just figured it out. Like up against my foundation on my house, I can just run the saw right up against my house and it just chops everything down. I'm like, why the fuck would I not just use this forever on everything? Because it'll also chop down all kinds of other shit. It's plugged in, so you are limited a little bit, but it's got a long fucking cord on it. I trimmed my big bushes over there. I trimmed some of the trees, some of the limbs of trees, but then I had to get the chainsaw out. And if you remember from last time, the chain flew the fuck off. It didn't fly the fuck off, but it came off for the third time. And I said, you know what? We're done. We're done. Because I was really frustrated that day. Now, this was Saturday, and I was feeling a little bit more optimistic about everything. So, yeah, I went out, got the chain put on, and I did sharpen the chain last time, and then it fell off after I got done sharpening it, and I was like, fuck this. But anyways, no, I got the chain put on. I don't know. I must have had it on a little bit wrong or something. I don't know. Anyways, there's a bunch of trees that are growing up through my fence along the side of my house. And I was like, I'm going to get those cut down because every time you go in and out of the gate, you got to fucking go through the fucking jungle and shit. So, grab my chainsaw and I just start chopping limbs off on top of the fence. And then I was going to go through and then take everything from inside the fence or below the fence or next to the fence, all the lower shit, and get all that shit taken off. Can I have my lane, you fucking Nissan? You are in my fucking lane. I don't think you realize you are in my fucking lane. You stupid motherfucker. Okay? They almost got up underneath my trailer. And, funny thing about this trailer is, like, most semi-trailers, they have, like, I don't know, shit underneath them. This one, on the passenger side of my trailer, you can fit a full car probably underneath the tanker. Like, I don't know if that's even legal. I think I'm supposed to have some sort of a guard there. But no, you can fit. I mean, I got to crouch down, but not a whole lot, I guess. I mean, I've crouched down further before. I've limboed. I've done the limbo before. And I'll tell you what, the limbo champs ain't going to have no problem limboing under my trailer here. Anyways, it's kind of like that whole Nissan Sentra could probably go underneath my trailer and come back out without a scratch. It's a big, big void under there. Followed by fucking some wheels that you don't want to get underneath. And please, you'll fuck up my airlines and shit. I don't want you getting underneath my fucking trailer. There goes the Sentra again. See you later, fucko. He's in his lane now. I don't know. He wasn't in his lane the whole time I've been following him. Now he's in his lane. He's about to cut somebody off. Watch him. There he goes. He's going to cut him off. If he doesn't cut them off, I'll be fucking surprised. It didn't cut them off. Wow, you're actually taking the exit road. Good on you, Centra. You know, maybe I had you all wrong from the beginning. Now he's halfway in the other lane now. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna trim the trees, man. Just gonna trim them. Just gonna trim them down. You know, what dangers are involved with trimming trees? Obviously, you got a chainsaw going there. You got limbs that could be falling onto your head. You know, right after you cut and you swing the saw back, hopefully there's not a dog standing there while the blade is still spinning. And, you know, dogs are always up your fucking ass when you're doing yard work. It's like, this is a loud chainsaw. And there's shit flying everywhere. Can you back the fuck off my heels? I love my dogs, but damn, would you guys just back the fuck up? Like, I got to keep turning around and say, get that fuck out of here, dog. Because if I let them inside, they're just going to be barking the whole time. So I'm like, and you guys can be outside while I'm doing yard work. I mean, you're dogs. You'll be fine. But my dog, my German Shepherd, is deathly afraid of only the lawnmower. Because I raised the lawnmower all the way up because my yard gets so bad. I raised it. It's a monster truck driving around. And now whenever you run over like a log or a rock or something, but it's got to be, you know, kind of big, and it'll fling the fuck out. I think I ran over a toy is what happened, like a chew bone or something, and it chopped a piece off of the chew bone, and it hit that dog. And I was like, you know, whoa, all right. So now I do leave the dogs inside when I'm mowing. You know, I also you have to wear boots when you mow. Gotta have a little bit of protection on your ankles walking behind that fucking monster motherfucker. And yeah, don't fucking get your foot underneath the bitch. Anyways, things are fine with that. Nothing happened with that. I'm just talking about dangers in general. They are there. None of those happen. You know what the real danger is? Snakes. Snakes in the tree. Who the fuck? Why the fuck are there snakes in the trees? There's more snakes than branches. Holy shit, I didn't realize it till I got like almost the entire, you know, public side of my fucking trees trimmed. I was about to go inside and start doing the inside my backyard side of the fence. And I'm trimming and I look up and there's a fucking snake just like reaching down at me. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? And I back up and I start looking. Now, listen, I know there was more than this. I counted 10 snakes in my tree above head level. And I don't know how many were on the limbs that I trimmed off and threw behind me. And I know they're just garter snakes. Okay, listen, guys. I understand they're just garter snakes. You know, some people are afraid of heights. I'm also afraid of heights. Some people are afraid of spiders. I'm not, I don't know. I freak out if there's spiders, but I'm not, I don't know. I'm willing to take the risk. I don't know. I haven't really ever had a spider bite, so I don't know. I'm not super afraid of that. And I've also never had a snake bite, but snakes fucking freak me the fuck out, man. They freak me the fuck out just thinking of one running over the top of my boot. I'm like, oh! I gotta run away. I gotta go take a break. And that's exactly what I did. I said, okay, we're done. And I threw the chainsaw down and went inside. And I said, this is fucking ridiculous. Went inside, took a little break. It was a lot of manual labor. I mean, I was sweating out there. So, anyways, I grabbed some Raid wasp spray. There was also a couple of wasp nests nearby. So I wanted to just raid the wasp nest. And then I was like, you know what? Snakes don't like the certain smells. They stick their little fucking tongue out. And they're like, what's the air taste like? It's going to taste like Raid in a second, bud. So I fucking spray all the treetops. And, I mean, the can of Raid does not last that long anyways. But, I mean, I sprayed the whole fucking tree. And I saw about 3 of them drop out of the tree like they were running for their lives. But I did definitely still saw some in the tree that were just like, I don't give a fuck. Keep spraying. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna hang out in this tree. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? These are teenage snakes. They're like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, I'm the fucking SWAT team over here. I'm fucking bombing your ass. These snakes got gas masks on or something. Half of them stayed in the fucking tree, and I was like, well, maybe they just need time. So I went and took another break, and I'm looking up like snake repellent ideas, and apparently cinnamon is one. So I grab a glass jar and one of my coveted glass jars, and put a little dish soap, a little bit of water, and like a bunch of fucking cinnamon. It said, oh, use 2 tablespoons. No, fuck you. I'm dumping like half this fucking, we don't ever use cinnamon for anything. I'm dumping half this fucking bottle in there, and I'm shaking it the fuck up. And then I pop a couple of holes in the top of my lid, and I just walk around my house, and I just shaking it. Just shaking it. Um, they didn't give a fuck. I think these snakes actually like cinnamon. I don't know. I saw another one go up the tree. I'm like, what the fuck? And I ain't gonna reach in and touch none of them. They look like nice snakes, but listen, I don't need you falling on my fucking shoulders while I'm trimming trees with a chainsaw going at fucking 5,000 RPM. Just snake fall on me, cut my neck, dead. That's why they're dangerous. Okay, they're not dangerous because they're gonna hurt you. They're dangerous because they're going to make me freak out with power tools. Sharp, high revving, heavy power tools around my fucking fleshy body. Okay? I don't need to get cut anywhere. I've never had an incident with a chainsaw, and I've used a chainsaw quite a bit. I used to work at a lumber yard, and we would have LVLs and eye joists and all kinds of shit, and that's how we used to cut them down. And I cut, I don't know, probably 50 times every day I would use the chainsaw. I don't know. I'm probably exaggerating, but I would use the chainsaw a fuckload every fucking day. And I've used chainsaws in the past before. I don't know. I've rarely ever used them to cut trees. But around my house I do. But all right. I was gonna get out of the fast lane so these fucking bitch fucks could get past me. I'm just gonna hammer down. Get around these other slow motherfuckers. Coming over, stupid people. They're not stupid. They're just on their way to work. They don't give a fuck about anybody or anything right now. They just want to get to work as fast as possible. And I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. Rode the bike in today. That was exciting. Rode the bike the whole way. As soon as I get off on my exit and I start slowing down, I realize my front tire is completely fucking flat and off the bead. How dangerous could that have been? I was coming around the last curve. I'm guessing it had just happened. I was coming around the last fucking curve, and the bike felt a little weird coming around the corner. And then whenever as I was slowing down, I realized my handlebars are fucking shaking like a motherfucker. So I was like, oh no, something's wrong. Turns out, completely flat tire. Why are you driving with your brights on? Can you turn your fucking brights off, please? Anyways, I don't know. I just parked it in the shop. I said, fuck it. I'll fuck with that on Wednesday when I come back. What am I supposed to do here? It's a flat tire. I got somewhere I got to be to get loaded and get the fuck all the way down to Winoka. I ain't got time to deal with no fucking flat tire that got me all the way to work. I have no idea how long it was flat. I know it was on the bead at least for a long time. Um, I don't know, maybe I could use this as an excuse to get new knobbies. But babe, I need new tires. I have to get new tires. Also, a lot more shit happened this weekend. Let's just slowly get into all that other stuff that happened. My wife got mad at me because our trash cans developed maggots outside, and she's been asking me to wash them out. And I was like, just set them empty in the sun. Just leave them in the sun. Leave them open. Put them out in the middle of the yard and just let the sun fucking take care of them. And I think it did, but she was mad that I didn't actually rinse them out. But I looked at them. Everything looked all dried up and nasty inside there. I mean, I guess I should have cleaned them out, but I ended up not doing that at all. She asked me several times to clean the trash cans out, and I still have not even done it. So she's justified being mad at me, but I think the fly problem's over. I think it's over, but it's probably not. I guess her best friend, they had trash cans, and they always had problems with maggots. And I'm like, I don't understand. It's just a plastic container. They're like, oh, we cleaned them out, took them to the car wash, sprayed them out. We did everything with them, and they just keep coming back. And I'm like, there's something near your trash. You need to treat the area around your trash can. Sounds like, because I mean, it's just plastic. Plastic doesn't just morph fucking flies and shit. I don't know. Anyways, I just opened this water to drink it, and I've been spitting in it. I was like, this should be an empty bottle, and it's fucking half full of water. I've been spitting in it, which is that's okay, I guess. I got several other bottles of water over here. I'm thirsty now. I'll crack a new one open. Usually takes a couple of hours for me to crack open a second bottle of water. Oh, sorry for my girly exhale. So Saturday, got the weed eater running, got a bunch of shit trimmed down, took the hedge trimmers around, treated everything. I mowed, I mowed like half of my yard. I mowed half of the front and half of the back at different times. But I was just really worn out. I was feeling super like a bitch. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I am like dying over here. I keep going inside and taking breaks and stuff. But, anyways, trying to think of what else we did. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Saturday, that was about it. I mean, I went out and I mowed the rest of the yard and hung out with the kids for a little bit. And I told them secrets about the snakes. I was like, here's a secret. Because if Mama finds out there's fucking a nest of snakes in our tree, like, that's not going to be good. So I need to get them fucking bitches trimmed down. I really need to find some more repellent. Some, like, shake repellent or something. I can shake all around everything. Because it ain't good. I also thought about, the snakes are only going to hang out where there's a bunch of food. And, there's a wooded area 20, 30 feet away. A whole area of woods where snakes can go and live their life back there. They decide they're going to be right up next to my fucking house. But I sprayed the backyard for bugs. You're supposed to do it at the beginning of the season. It's supposed to last forever or whatever, or like the whole season or something. I sprayed like at the end of summer. I sprayed for bugs, so I feel like it should be pretty fucking potent. Or I need to go out and do it again. But they're eating bugs. They're eating frogs. We have a bunch of these little tiny, itty bitty tiny tree frogs. And so I don't know. I don't know what I got to get rid of their food source, and then maybe they'll just go away. Um, anyways, what else was I thinking about talking about for Saturday? Saturday in the park. I think it was the 4th of July. That's a good song. I need to add that to my list unless it's already there. Uh, I got a Kletus Ray's Rock Station Spotify channel, and I love that fucking thing. But over the weekend I did a lot of driving. Oh, we'll get into that, but I've been listening to my country station. I love it. I go from phases. I go from wanting country to wanting rock, and I know if you guys get on the rock station and listen, there are some country songs mixed in there just because I can't help myself. Can't help myself. I got to add a little bit of country in there. It's like southern rock. Some of it's full on country music, but so it's a little misleading. I don't know. Maybe I should go through and move them around, make it more real. Why am I taking this exit? This is not the way to go. They have the highway shut down still. Why am I going this way? Damn it, dude. Oh, well, I can still go this way. I just have to take another side street, and it's way faster if I just stayed on the highway I was on. There's a Porsche. Downloaded a couple of mods for BeamNG. That was cool. Downloaded a Porsche and a Crown Victor Taurus, Ford Taurus, like the newer police interceptors. Had a little bit of fun with those until the kids came over and stole my game from me, and I want to paint. So there's a super simple children's website with games on it for like 4-year-olds and under, and it's just painting. And they love that game. They love it so much. Even my 6-year-old, he loves it. They found a picture of a bus that you could paint, and he's like, "I'm gonna make the Fortnite battle bus." And he sat there. He did really good. He did really good. My daughter also does really good. She likes doing the flowers and stuff, but you can't paint outside of the lines, so it makes it even better. If you're just trying for them, they're not. I don't know if they're learning much. My daughter's learning how to use a mouse on a computer, which is kind of funny to see her little that little thing sitting over there working on a computer. It's kind of funny. My son, he looks like he's home sitting there next to that computer. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else happened Saturday. Didn't ride the bike. Didn't even mess with it or anything. Didn't clean the garage. Didn't clean the basement. Didn't do anything inside. I just trimmed a bunch of bullshit out front and in the backyard. Now, what I was supposed to do on Saturday, I was supposed to get the full yard mowed, do all of my trimming, and get the trailer pulled out of the weeds because I have a trailer behind my shed, and the vines reach onto it and get all over it and everything. Well, last time I had messed with the trailer, I loaded it up with lumber when my buddy Tyler moved. I took my trailer over to his house, or no, he brought his pickup truck to my house loaded with lumber, and we offloaded it. I was like, yeah, just put it on the trailer, and it's just been sitting on this trailer for a long ass time. And grandma called my wife's grandma called her and said, hey, can Kletus bring the trailer over to help your great aunt move? And of course that's a yes. It's her trailer, by the way. But yep, I mean, I was gonna say yes no matter what. Not that I wanted to do that. Obviously, there's other things I wanted to do, but sometimes you got to help out your family. and that's perfectly fine. I was going to help out the family and get great aunt moved out of her house. And now I didn't do that. I waited until Sunday morning. I was supposed to be over there Sunday at noon. So Sunday I woke up early and actually went outside and started doing shit. I trimmed the rest of the trees after I believe there were still snakes in the tree, but there were a lot less. I searched. I was playing Where's Waldo with that fucking tree. I was looking and I only saw a couple. So I went ahead and just trimmed it down. I was like, whatever. They're still laying there up against the fence, but they're at least trimmed now. So now they'll die a little bit, and the leaves will fall off and all that good shit. So it'll be a little bit easier to manage. And I took some kill stuff, went around and sprayed all the weeds and shit. Um, Also, yeah, I went over and I started messing with the trailer, and I got it yanked out of the bushes, got my truck backed in there. I don't see any signs saying the road's closed anymore. Nice! Nice! Good thing I took this way. This way's faster, but if the road's closed, it's obviously not. Um, got the trailer drug out. Got all the wood, cleaned off and offloaded and put into my shed. I had plenty of room in my shed for all that stuff. There's a lot of good 2x4s. I didn't realize I had I don't know, 15 8-foot long 2x4s, and they're number 2 or number 1. They're good. I mean, they're all pine, or maybe they're not. I don't know. I don't know. I've worked at a lumberyard long enough. I should know the difference between woods. But the tag really helps out. I'm not very observant. I still don't. I'm like deathly allergic. Not deathly, but I'm very allergic to poison ivy. I don't know what the fuck it looks like. Every leaf looks like poison ivy to me. But yeah, I got the trailer offloaded. There's a lot of ants. A lot of ants had moved into I guess they're carpentry ants. They're like eating the wood and whatnot. Luckily, the trailer wasn't that bad. And the wood that I offloaded, there was a few pieces that I threw into the fire pit. I didn't start the fire pit, but I threw them in there. Um, and then, yeah, I got the trailer out. I sprayed it down with another can of Raid, thinking the ants might not like that. Let it sit for a little bit, and then I took it to the car wash. And as it was bouncing around over the car wash, they had to have been falling off. And then once I got to the car wash, I spent $5 just with the high pressure soap, just spraying the fuck out of the thing, cleaning it off. It had moss and other shit. I don't think this trailer's ever been for real cleaned with a pressure washer, so it looks really good now. It looks like not a brand new trailer, obviously. This trailer's kinked bad. My wife's grandmother's brother, so her great uncle, was using it to move shit from Florida or something. He took his truck down to Florida, and he was on his way back, and then he got rear-ended by a semi. And he was like, "Oh, trailer looks fine. No problems here," and he just drove off. The semi guy was like, "Please don't do anything." Obviously he's like, "Please, it looks fine." He probably had something to say with it. But no, the whole thing is fucking crooked. The whole thing is fucking smashed. Even the hitch up front where the ball goes is all smashed. He got hit hard. He had to get hit pretty fucking hard. So it's dog legged. It goes off to the side, driver's side a little bit. So you got to drive closer to the passenger side of the road. And yeah, it's a little fucked up. So anyways, I had a lot of fucking trouble trying to get the hitch to lock down. I eventually got it, and I think it was a little rusty, but I got it to work. And surprisingly, all the lights worked on it. I plugged it in. I was very unsure if anything worked. Both lights are cracked. They've been sitting in the weeds for however long. Plugged in it, everything fucking works. I was like, no fucking way. Even the license plate light. I was like, damn, this is awesome. Blinkers, brake lights, everything. So after I got it cleaned and I got the tires aired up because they weren't completely flat, but they were like 1-2 psi. So got those aired up and then went out to her great aunt's house. She sent me an address, and I just drove out there without trying to look at it or anything. It's along a fucking super busy road in the hood. And I'm like, gosh, dang it. Luckily, I was able to pull into her driveway, into her backyard, do a U-turn so I could point out, because I was like, there ain't no fucking way I'm backing this trailer out into this road. I mean, there's a hill on both sides, and people are like, I'm not kidding. They are hauling ass. They're like, let's see how fast our car goes on this road. So they'll pop over the hill and then they're right fucking there at the house. I'm like, God damn, this fucking place is a piece of shit. But, and then I was told that there was somebody there. I don't want to give out names, but there was somebody there. Like, oh yeah, her granddaughter's boyfriend is there. He's going to help out. And I'm like, all right, cool. That'll be nice having another man around to help me do this. Get there? No. It was two like teenage girls. Somebody got gender confused because they were born girls, okay? They were not transitioning to men's or nothing. They were straight up just teenage girls. I'm like, oh no. Luckily they had everything packed up. Now that's one great thing about helping somebody move, is if everything's packed up. When things aren't packed up, it's a fucking nightmare. But they had everything packed up. It was not packed like super great, not uniform. They could have been a lot better in ways, They got like a big ass box with nothing in the top of it. So when you set another box on top of it, it fucking smashes down. You're like, damn it. But we got the truck bed loaded up, got the trailer loaded up, took our first load. Well, right before we were about to leave, not right before we were about to leave, but we had like this big china cabinet thing that we were supposed to load up, and we got it out to the trailer, and I was like, because I was beat to fucking shit. It was so fucking hot. Actually wasn't all that hot, but me working, the sun, there was no shade, it was just beaming on you, and I had ran out of water, so I took my cup inside and I filled it with their sink. And I'll tell you what, hood water, I don't know if it's hood water or it's just, I don't know. The tap water was fucking gross. I did not like it. But I needed water, so I just went ahead and I chugged a whole Stanley, big ass cup worth of water. I said, I think we're good. And then we go outside, but I'm still not feeling great. And I'm like, oh man, I don't feel good at all. Like that, I'm completely soaked in sweat, and I probably drank too much water, and I go outside and I just fucking hurl. Like, both of the girls are standing there. They're like, all right, how do we get this thing in there? I'm just like, all over the fucking side of the house. I'm like, oh God. And they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, just throwing up all the way down to my guts. And after that, I went in, I got a little bit more of that fucking bullshit water, rinsed my mouth out a little bit, and I'm like, I feel way better now. Let's get to going. And we got everything loaded up. But I'm pretty sure I was having heat exhaustion And then I think it turned into almost, I don't know. I don't want to diminish people that have had real heat strokes, but I feel like I could have been having one, and I just powered my body through it. I don't know, because uh, every muscle in my body was crampy. Every time I would move my arms to do anything, I would cramp. Every time I grabbed my shifter in the truck, once we got loaded up and I was leaving, my hand would not let go of the shifter. Uh, Everything was cramping up. Nothing was good. We stopped off at a gas station. I hadn't eaten at all either, and probably pizza wasn't the best thing to eat, but it looked like the best thing at the gas station. So I grabbed a slice of pizza, just one, honestly, just one. Usually it's two, and a bag of chips or something. But I just grabbed one slice of pizza and a Gatorade, and drank those out in the truck. Drank that and ate that, and then we go get our second load, which was much less, but it was more obscure items. You know how it is. We loaded all the nice uniform boxes and the real big shit first, because I was like, hey, we're taking all this shit to a storage unit. You got to think about how you're going to offload this shit. You want to be able to stack all this shit up against the back wall, and then we could put all the weird shaped shit in front of it out in the open, you know. So let's do it that way. And so that's what we did. Uh, I'm like, where's the storage unit? She's like, oh, it's over here. I'm like, okay, cool. What unit number? She's like, 703. I'm like, all right. Get there, and she's like, oh yeah, it's right inside this building. I'm like, it's inside? She's like, yeah, it's inside. You just got to take the hallway all the way to the back, and then take the elevator up, and then out the elevator, and then it's right around the corner. I'm like, oh my god! You you didn't tell me I was gonna have to be on a goddamn elevator. You know, there's so many fucking boxes. Luckily, there were carts, so it wasn't as bad as I would imagined it. But I was real. That house burned down. That house just sold. That house was for sale for so long, and oh, I'm wondering if there's a little bit of insurance going on there. That was a beautiful house right over here next to the power plant, and it fucking burnt down. It's burnt the fuck down. Damn. Maybe I could buy that land now. Maybe we can move over there. Maybe put a trailer on there. Anyways, that's shocking. The whole thing is burnt to the fucking ground. That's crazy. Um, we got all the first load offloaded. We went and got our second load. I was still like, I'm like, oh god, I don't feel good at all. Like, I was really not feeling good. And then we get there, we start offloading our second load, and we get to, I take like two loads up to the storage unit, and then I go downstairs, and every time I've been down, like, because these teenage girls were probably fucking disgusted by me. They're like, this dude just threw up all over the fucking house. He's chewing tobacco, and he's sweaty as fuck. And then I was ripping ass inside, like, the elevator, inside the storage unit. Every time I bent over to do anything, I was fucking. And we go back outside, and I'm like, hey, Aunt, is there a bathroom here? She's like, there is. I'm like, okay. She's like, but it's locked. I'm like, all right, I'm about to shit my pants. I'm telling you right now, I'm about to shit. Like, if I pick up anything else, I'm gonna shit my fucking pants. Luckily, I didn't. I was able to offload my truck completely, and it was like there wasn't very much left. But I was like, I cannot do anything. I'm going to shit my pants. Like, I'm already starting the waddles. So I got the rest of the shit off my truck, and I laid it on the curb, and I said peace to Aunt and the two teenage girls. I felt like a piece of shit, but I said, I have to go. I have to go find a bathroom right now, and I'll be right back. And I leave, and we're kind of still in the hood area, and there's fucking like bathrooms where you're gonna need a key, or there's gonna be some fucking, you're gonna sit down on the seat and catch AIDS or some shit. I don't know. So I went all the way down to Quick Trip, and had a glorious shit, but I was still like real like twitchy and shit because I don't know, I'm pretty sure I was stroking out or something. So I grabbed a couple of waters. I grabbed one for all the people over there, aunt and the daughters or whatever, granddaughters I think is what they were, and took them to them. They were happy I brought them something to drink because they were all beat to shit, and I was like, you guys, I'm so sorry. Like I promise you, I'm usually a much more go-getter. I was not today. I'm having problems. I'm throwing up. I'm shitting myself. I'm hot as fuck. Like I know you guys are in the same exact boat. So listen, you guys are stronger than me because I'm having some real problems. And then I had to take Aunt back to her house. She she insisted on riding with me. I'm like, they have AC in their car. She's like, that's okay. I'll just ride with you. I'm like, they have AC though. Oh, and another thing. After we got done with the first run, on our way back, no fucking blinkers. No blinkers on my truck whatsoever. I pulled over. I tried to unplug the trailer, thinking maybe there's something going on with the trailer. No. Hold on. I gotta. Hello, Environmental Works. I wonder. Hopefully, you guys didn't hear that. Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. I don't care. We so no blinkers. Still got lights and stuff, but no the blinker. Like even pulling the stock down, like the little green arrow doesn't show up or anything. Because I could have just sat there and wiggled my stalk and got the blinker to work, but no, it wasn't doing anything. So stopped off at an AutoZone. I go inside and I'm like, yeah, I need a flasher relay for a 92 Silverado V6 with AC. It's a manual, just fucking say all the bullshit. He's like, would it be for a Suburban? I'm like, yes, just give me, like, they're all the fucking same. But it's gonna be a 92 because I don't know what they changed and shit. And I don't know. He could have been right, but he kept showing me a bunch of 5-pin relays, and I'm like, I don't think it's a 5-pin relay. Pretty sure it's like a circular 3-pin flasher relay. He's like, I don't know. It's only showing me this. So I go out to the truck and I'm like looking under the dash, and I just gave up. I said, you know what? I don't need a fucking blinker. I'll use our hand signals. I learned that when I took my test. So you use hand signals, hand up for right hand down for stop, and hand out for left. It'd be nice and simple like that. And then I still drove the truck all the way home. No blinkers, nothing. Actually, when I got home, I fucking crashed out. I got the trailer backed all crooked as fuck into the yard, and then ran inside and got cleaned up and took a nap on the couch. And then I did eventually go back out there. I'm kind of surprised I did, but I went back out there I didn't park the trailer in the backyard, but I did park the trailer, detach it from the truck, and park the truck in the driveway where it's supposed to be. All right, we're backing up. No pull forwards here. Oh, what a beautiful thing. Little confidence booster whenever you back up so good like I just did. Yeah, so We got her moved. Everything's a story with me, I know. But it was a rough time. I don't know. Probably didn't need to be, but it was. And then I was like, I didn't get to work on the dirt bike at all. I didn't get to tighten my chain, didn't get to change my springs, didn't get to do anything. And well, I mean, honestly, I'm not upset about helping her move. They told me, it'll only take like 3 hours. I was like, that's a lie. That's a lie. It's a goddamn lie right there. I know you always overestimate when you have somebody moving. It'll probably just take like all day. Okay. And then when it doesn't take all day, you're like, wow, we did all right. But I'm going to be right back. I still got some other stuff I want to talk about. And then I'll be back in just a little bit. And we're back. So I just recorded, I think, 20 minutes worth of podcasting. And it was not with my headset. Thinking it was my headset. I never disconnected them, but I took the phone into the shop where I was getting loaded, and it disconnected. And whenever you would think that once your headset gets close enough again, it would reconnect. No, did not reconnect at all. I recorded 20 minutes, and it just with the occasional you can hear a word when I get loud. I talked about all kinds of stuff. I talked about almost getting hit by a Jeep. I talked about my job, what I'm doing today, which I'm hauling a tanker from this place to that place, and that I'm only going to have a partial load for tomorrow, most likely. I'm so bad about repeating myself. We had a text in comment from Luke. And he said that the fancy places actually leave the tails on the shrimp. That's how it's supposed to be. And that was a comment from either the last episode or the one before. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's fucking dumb. He said that he works at a school, and it's like a private school, fancy private school or whatever. And he said that the lunch lady made some shrimp scampi for the kids, which is like, what the fuck? Make it for me. Anyways, it had shells on it still, and everybody complained. And she's like, I'm so sorry. That's how the fancy people do it. Fancy people are lazy as fuck. Fancy people don't want to take the time to rip the fucking shell off the damn thing, so they make the other fancy people that are buying the shit rip it off. Fucking ridiculous. What are you doing with the shell on the shrimp? Even a shrimp cocktail, you would think that is like fancy. A shrimp cocktail, like a fucking milkshake, like an old school milkshake cup full of fucking cocktail sauce with all the shrimp hanging on it. Those have the shells removed and they're cold. What the fuck? Anyways, I really just came back on here to kind of end the episode. I said a bunch of shit. I forgot what it was. I can't listen back to it. I forgot. I don't know. We're just gonna go ahead and end it here. It's been a long enough episode. I'm gonna have if I think about more stuff, which I will. I always do. I'll think about something else and then I'll bring it in. Yeah, it was a nice little segment. Nice little 20-minute segment, and it's gone. Because of my dumb ass didn't reconnect my headset. Motherfucker. Let's talk about flies and bugs. Talked about all kinds of shit. And it's all gone. All gone. My arms are still like cramping up. I'm not happy about this. Still cramping. I've been drinking a lot of water. A lot of water. And I don't know. I got enough sleep last night, so I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I've rested enough. I got up early though, but I felt like I got a good night's sleep. I've been drinking a lot of water. I've already 1.5 bottles of water down. About to crack open another one. Might even throw some salt in it. I got salt packets laying around here, so yeah, and I got my laundry done last night, which is crazy. Well, my wife did it for me, which is so nice. She saw that I was worn the fuck out, so she was like, "Oh, let me do your laundry for you." Actually, I asked her, and she said yes. She didn't just do it. I said, "I got to do laundry tonight. Can you do it for me?" Fine. My stinky underwear all laying around and shit. She's like, yeah, wash it up. My underwear's been fucking not lasting long. I don't know what. Maybe it has lasted long, and I just don't realize it. But I bought new packs of underwear to go on the fucking trip, the Alaska trip, which wasn't that long ago. And I don't, but it's kind of hard because I bought the same exact underwear as I already had, and now it's like half of my underwear has gigantic holes in my ass. It's good, so there's no skid marks, in the underwear. It's in my jeans, but I don't know. It scares my family. So I walk around my underwear a little bit at home, and I don't realize that there's a giant hole in my ass sometimes, and it freaks out my daughter. It really does. It's not like my ass. You're not seeing anything. It's all dark and hairy in there, but what's up with underwear? Not lasting very long. It's Hanes. It's the good shit. It's the high dollar shit. You know. I don't know if it's high dollar anymore. It's got a little ball pouch. You gotta fucking do a maze to get through the dick hole in the front. Do you use the dick hole in the front of your underwear? What is that? What do you do with that? I pull the underwear down. I pull the underwear down and I expose the whole area. I guess some people reach in there and wrangle that thing out of that fucking pouch. What is that pouch for, man? Why is it not sewed all the way around? Anyways, just some thoughts I had. Adios. Keep all 18 down. We're going to talk to you later.